questions for Jessica? All right. Jessica, thank you so much for taking time to be here today. And we're going to continue on with the rest of the Student Speak program. So we'll turn it back over to Michelle. Thanks. Thanks, Jessica.
Well, we're going to give just a couple updates before we open it up to general questions. First of all, I'd like to give an update about Rocket Blast. We are trying to reposition Rocket Blast, and one of the things that we did was we put a survey on SurveyMonkey, and we've had over 100 responses from students about what they like about Rocket Blast, what they don't like about Rocket Blast. And one of the themes that keeps coming is that it's too big, it fills up mailboxes, that the size of it is large, and so they have to keep deleting things for it to be effective use. The other comment we've gotten quite a bit from faculty and staff is that they would like to know what's going on, but the Rocket Blast has been a tool that was actually directed just at undergraduate students. And so we're going to look at taking a new approach to Rocket Blast. Instead of sending Rocket Blast out just to students, we're going to talk to communications about putting it into the UT Daily. And so every Thursday will be one of the headers at of your UT Daily. Click here for your Rocket Blast, and it will be simply a link that will take you to the Student Affairs website, and there will be a page with all the Rocket Blast information. Our hope is that students will get in the habit of going to that link and maybe even bookmark the Rocket Blast page, and so they can actually go and look at Rocket Blast on every day, not just on Thursdays when it typically comes out, but that we're actually moving towards students knowing exactly where it is. And for students who don't know where it is, and faculty staff who don't know where it is, it'll be on the UT Daily every Thursday. And if we get as much attention as we might get from Rocket Blast, I spoke to Kathleen Walsh, and maybe it could be on the homepage of the university. So I think we're moving farther with Rocket Blast in that we're opening up to more of the university community so that everyone knows what's going on, and it's also more friendly, that it's not such a big file that is blocking anyone's email. So that's currently where we're moving with Rocket Blast. I'd be happy to answer any questions about that. Rachel?
I have two questions. The one about it filling up people's mailboxes, it shouldn't be filling up any student mailboxes if it's getting sent to their Rockets email, because our mailboxes got 10,000 times bigger. Literally 10,000 times bigger. So it shouldn't be filling up anybody's mailboxes. I get like 50 emails a day, including the Rocket Blast, and I never had a problem with it with the new email system. So that was just one thing. And then the other thing is, I think it's great that you're looking into it so more people can get it, but I think having to click on a link, you're not going to see students clicking on the link. Faculty might if they really want to know, but that was the one thing with Rocket Blast that we had talked about at several Student Affairs Advisory Board meetings, was that students have enough trouble, even when it's right in front of their face and there's something flashy and big for them to look at, they have enough trouble where they just delete it anyway. And then if they have to do another step and click on a link, I think students aren't going to look at it. I don't think it's going to be the service to students that it's meant to be if you have to click on a link. So maybe if there's any way that we can kind of relook at that,
Sure.
Where there can at least be some of the highlighted things in the email, and then if you want more information, you can click on a link. But I think if it's just a link, students are just going to delete it like they did before. At least before, there was a chance of seeing something you were interested in reading the email. But I mean, students, you can speak up, but a lot of people don't click on those links when they're asked to.
If I can add to that briefly, I'm guilty myself. The newspaper, it comes every time. You need to click on a link to go to their webpage and look at. And that's one extra step that I have to do, and I'm lazy, I get it. But in the hierarchy, I would say having it as attachment is probably the worst way to have it, of the three. Then it's clicking on a link, because when you have an attachment, you have to open a file, in PDF or Word or whatever. So that's very inconvenient. A link's probably next, and of course it's right there. You just have to scroll down and find it. So I agree with Rachel on that one.
At least have like some of the highlighted points or something, so people have a reason to click on that link.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes, I do. So, any other comments about Rocket Blast?
One of the suggestions we talked about at the Student Advisory Board was changing the name. For those that don't know what Rocket Blast is, they might think it's just another news source. You know, if you change it to like Rockets Events, people will have a better idea of what it is, and if they're interested, they'll click it. So that was one of the suggestions we had.
Very good, yes. Calling it maybe This Week at UT, what's going on this week, and changing up the name is another suggestion. And we'll definitely look at all of those. I have a thought. The other problem that we've had with Rocket Blast, and this is actually a problem that we've had for quite a while, is that some students don't get the Rocket Blast, that they get it, they've gotten it, and then maybe when they come back as a sophomore for some reason, they don't get it. And so one of the other benefits of putting in the UT Daily is that that's a system-wide email that goes out. Our Rocket Blast field is a field that we work with IT on, and of course we can continue to work with IT on getting that out. But I think that Rachel's comment is valid, and we can take a kind of a two-prong approach where we put it in the daily, but then we also see if we can continue to get it out to students. So we'll continue to talk to marketing communications, but you will see the Rocket Blast, this last Rocket Blast, in the UT Daily today or tomorrow. So look for the Rocket Blast on the UT Daily, everyone. Okay, the other thing that I was going to talk about is escaping me. So, Joe, did you want to talk about what's going on in the alcohol, drug, and other alcohol, tobacco, and other drug committee?
Sure. We are currently in the middle of our tobacco vote, so hopefully you've all gone to the MyUT portal. I can give you some numbers. As of Monday of this week, we had 931 faculty staff who had voted, and 4,550 students who had voted, which, as I understand it, are more than have voted in student government elections. So I was thrilled to see that there's that much interest. Other than that, not too many events or anything going on right now at the end of the semester. So anyone who's interested in alcohol, tobacco, and other drug prevention, please let me know. We're always happy to have more people.
One other announcement that I'd like to make, and this is actually a part of it's in the Rocket Blast and it's under departmental news, is that over the holiday break, over the winter break, the offices in the student union, come on in, welcome. We'll have limited hours in our offices in the student union, except for two offices. The student union office will be open 8:15 to 5 every day, and the Office of Multicultural Student Services will be open every day from 8:15 to 5. And other offices will have limited hours. There'll be a sign on the door if no one is available that day, but the sign will be directing students or anyone who's in the building. And this is specifically from December 28th through December 31st. Those 4 days, there's very few people usually in this building, and so we're giving our staff an opportunity to spend time with their family, but we will have staff available in the student union office that week and also in the Office of Multicultural Affairs to help students. We'll have signs on the door if anyone is not in, but it's specifically for the week of December 28th to December 31st. And so that's also the Rocket Blast, and we're trying to make sure that students are aware of that. If they're looking for anyone, we will be visible in the Office of Multicultural Student Services and in the student union office. So at this, did you have any announcements, Jeff? Any announcements in the back of the room? Okay, so at this time, I'd like to open it up for questions. We have David Ward here from Auxiliary Services. Marcia Calling is from the Vice President of Business Manager, is the Vice President Business Manager, and Joe Campbell, Director of Residence Life, and Jeff Witt, Assistant Dean of Students.